The Hollow Beneath, Chapter 1. The Call Down. Elias Mendez hated the quiet. The city above never slept. Horns blaring, sirens wailing, voices echoing between the towers of glass and steel. But in the tunnels beneath, silence pressed in like a second skin, heavy and suffocating. He adjusted the lantern in his hand. The flame spat and hissed, throwing only a weak circle of light on the walls around him. The quake had shaken the city badly a week ago, not enough to bring buildings down, but strong enough to rattle windows and send cracks racing through the concrete supports. The subway system had suffered power failures in several sections. That was why Elias was here. His assignment was simple: inspect Sector 9. The problem was, Elias had never heard of a Sector 9 in all his 12 years of maintenance work. When he asked, his supervisor only shrugged and told him it was an old system, probably forgotten. Forgotten. The word lingered with him as he followed the directions. The gate was hidden behind a crumbling retaining wall, draped in ivy, tucked away as if it wasn't meant to be found. A chain sealed it shut, secured by a rusted padlock that looked untouched for decades. Elias thought about calling it in, letting someone else deal with it, but curiosity tugged at him. He took the bolt cutters from his bag and snapped the lock. The chain fell with a groan. Cold air spilled out, damp, metallic, and thick with the smell of iron. He stepped inside. The tunnel sloped downward, swallowing his light. Unlike the neat concrete corridors of the modern system, these walls were stone, dark, rough, and slick with moisture. Water dripped somewhere ahead, steady and patient. Elias walked carefully, but the further he went, the more unsettled he felt. It wasn't just the silence. It was something else, a vibration, faint at first, then stronger the deeper he went. Not a sound, not exactly movement, a pulse. He stopped, pressed his palm against the wall, and jerked his hand back immediately. The stone was warm. His lantern swept over the surface and caught strange markings gouged deep into the rock. They weren't cracks, and they weren't random. They curled in deliberate spirals, repeating and interlocking like veins. They stretched down the length of the tunnel. Writing, Elias thought, or something like writing. His stomach tightened. He started to turn back, ready to report it as structural damage, when his lantern flickered. Shadows twisted, and for the first time he realized they weren't just shadows. Shapes stretched out of the walls. Bodies. They were fused into the stone, half-formed, as though the tunnel itself had swallowed them. Arms reached outward, torsos bent forward, faces smooth as clay, blank, faceless, yet aware. Elias stumbled backward, his lantern swinging wildly. The walls groaned. Then, with the sound of wood splitting, one of the figures tore itself free. It stepped into the tunnel. Its movements were slow but heavy, every joint cracking as it shifted. Its arms were too long, its fingers bent backward, its faceless head tilting toward Elias. He couldn't see its eyes, but he knew it was looking directly at him. The figure raised a hand. Carved into its palm were the same spirals, etched into the walls. Elias didn't understand them, but their meaning struck him all the same. "We hold your world." The being pressed its finger into his chest, and Elias knew. The city above survived, not because of engineering or luck, but because these creatures, the things in the walls, allowed it. The lantern guttered, and darkness closed in. To be continued, please give us a like and subscribe.